agents? Well, it's that time of year where you may have been holding on to a listing for a little while. It has not sold in the first weekend. It probably hasn't even sold in the first month. So how do you have a better relationship with your seller and make sure that you maintain that listing and they don't fire you, and if you have it on the market a long time, that they actually choose to renew with you? I'm going to give you some simple tips that will help you with that. I'm going to start with the number one problem that we see on the listing side of why someone gets fired after they have been listed is lack of communication. Again, I'll say that's the number one. Agents aren't good about communicating, let alone eating the frog and having those conversations with your sellers because they're still on the market. So I'm Missy Stegers, broker owner of MStagersRealtyPartners, and I'm going to share these tips with you to provide better communication. Number one is set up a time to actually communicate regularly with your client. Let them know what the expectations are and try to keep that very regular. That's important. Number two, during that communication, you want to go over any feedback, positive or negative, and talk about it. You also will want to go over market. What do I mean by that? You need to pull up and take a look at solds, pendings, active options, market activity during the last 30 days, the last 2 weeks, whatever your schedule is on when you're going to communicate with them, and decide if a price change is necessary, their motivation has changed, and anything else. Go over what marketing has been ongoing and happening on them. And then once you've completed those three things, then you need to ask them, do you have any questions for me? Did I leave anything unanswered? If you do those steps and communicate with your sellers routinely, you will not have an issue with being fired. Or you might even get it sold sooner because you're asking the right questions about what is their motivation and what are their goals so that you can meet them. I always like to tell people when I make my seller calls, it's my day of pain. I eat the frog. I choose my hardest ones first because I need to get them over with, and I always feel so much better afterwards. But the one thing my client can never say is, I didn't communicate with them. Over all the years that I have listed property, I can tell you, almost every seller I have, if we are coming up on an expiration date, relists with me again. And it is for that reason. So if you want to be better in your business, or you've got some listings you're holding on to, you might want to start the communication process. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you've got any questions or I can ever be of assistance, please reach out.